Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We start Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim wa bis-salah ala Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa nahmiduhu subhanahu wa ta'ala wa nashkuruhu alladhi hadana lihadha wa ma kunna linahtadiya lawla an hadana Allah. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Today we are starting lesson number 5 and we are in part number 1 in lesson number 5. And today we are also in chapter number 5, and chapter number 5 talks about the tongue. We are in the articulation areas and points of the tongue today. We previously mentioned how the scholars divided the general tongue exit. Let us see and remember. Here, this is the tongue root, where the tongue is attached in the mouth, and then the tongue is divided into 3 parts. The rare tongue, which is also called the furthermost, okay, here, and in Arabic it's aqsal lisan, and then we have the middle tongue, which is wasatal lisan. This is the middle part of the tongue where this arrow shows here. And then we also have the tip of the tongue, tarf al-lisan, and tarf al-lisan is this area. It is this area. It's this tip of the tongue, which everybody would think that this is called the tip. It's the head of the tongue, and it's in Arabic called ra'sul lisan. Okay, so we have the tip of the tongue, which is an area, the front area of the tongue, and then we have the head of the tongue, which is this point. We also have hafat al-lisan, the edge of the tongue, and the edge extends from here down to the head of the tongue. We have 2 edges, right edge and left edge. Okay, this is a reminder regarding what we already took regarding the division of the tongue parts. Here, this is the rare tongue, which is the furthermost, aqsal lisan. And we are going to start and see what are the letters that are pronounced from each part of the tongue. Now, the furthermost part, aqsal lisan, we have 2 letters. We have the qaf and the letter kaf. This is an introductory, and we are going to go deeper into each letter. Okay, so here we have the furthermost, deep inside in the mouth. We have 2 letters, the qaf and the kaf. And then we come to the middle part of the tongue, wasat al-lisan. We have 3 letters, and they call them jaysh. And jaysh means army, okay, in Arabic. And it's the letter jim, ya, sheen. And they are pronounced from the middle part of the tongue. So we have the qaf and kaf up there. We have the jim, ya, sheen in the middle. And then we come to the tip of the tongue. And subhanallah, this area, there are many letters pronounced from this area. Let us see what they are. We have the noon and the ra, and then we have ta, dal, ta. They share the same articulation area. And then we have the sad, sin, za. Also they share the same area. And then we have dha, tha, val. They also share the same area. Okay, so this part is a general area with specific articulation area points in it, where many letters are do exit from this part. So we have 3, 3, 3, that makes 9, and then we have 2, that makes 11 letters pronounced from the tip of the tongue. We are going to talk into more details regarding this. This is just an introduction to the letters. And then we come to the edge of the tongue edge. Hafatul lisan. Remember when I said we don't say half, we don't put a shadda on the fa, it's just hafatul lisan, okay? And there are two letters that exit from here, the dad and the letter lam. Let us start with the furthermost tongue. First, furthermost tongue is aqsa lisan, and I am including here al-Jazriya, okay? It's quotes that scholar Al-Jazri wrote regarding the articulations and regarding the characteristics of the letters. So I am introducing these quotes that he said because we have to have an idea regarding Al-Jazriya. It's one of the major topics that talked about the articulations and the characteristics of the letters. Now let us see what Imam Jazri said. He said, وَالْقَافُ أَقْصَى اللِّسَانِ فَوْقُ ثُمَّ الْكَافُ أَسْفَلَ. وَالْقَافُ أَقْصَى اللِّسَانِ فَوْقُ ثُمَّ الْكَافُ أَسْفَلَ. Let's see the translation. The furthermost tongue against the soft tissue of the upper palate above, then comes the calf below. So he said the qaf, wal qafu, okay, is pronounced from the furthermost tongue, and it's against, here fawqu means against the soft tissue of the upper palate above. Fawqu means above. Then comes thumma al-kafu asfala. Then comes the kaf below. So we have the qaf and the kaf, they are both pronounced from the furthermost tongue. They are exactly pronounced by the ovula, just nearby the ovula, and that's why they are labeled as huruf lahawiyya. Huruf lahawiyya means they come from, they exit just by the luha, the ovula. Now let's have a look what we have here regarding the letter qaf and the letter kaf. Now both have the same, they exit from the same articulation place, but each letter of them has a specific exit point. Before I go further, I would just like to talk again regarding this, what we said. Because I remember this, someone was saying this translation is not accurate, and yes, it's true, because the Arabic language, it just, you know, uses specific words, short terms, short words, and the understanding, we don't need more words to understand. For example, here he said wal qafu, the qaf aqsa lisan. Khalas, I know and I understand that it's pronounced from the furthermost of the tongue. Fawqu, just for him to say fawq means above, I would understand that aqsa lisan against the upper, the soft tissue of the upper palate above. He doesn't need to say all these details, but just by saying fawqu means that aqsa lisan, the furthermost part of the tongue, against the upper, just above, okay? And then thumma al-kafu asfala. Then comes the kaf Asfala means below, okay? But here it's another meaning. It has another meaning. And asfala means more towards the lips, okay? So asfala doesn't mean below in levels, but asfala means the qaf is deep inside, and then the kaf is more towards the lips. And subhanAllah, this is the beauty of the Arabic language, actually. Now the qaf and the kaf exits from the same place, but each one has its specific point. Now let us remind ourselves, okay, and see, you know, this diagram, or whatever you can name it. I just made it up, so you won't find it in any books or anything. I just made it up to explain. I hope it explains visually what we are talking about. Now here is al-luha, the uvula, and then comes here the qaf, where we strike here, okay, and then the kaf. This is the hard palate, okay. This is the palate, all the palate here, and then comes the soft palate. If you just try to touch the inner part of the palate, inside, deep inside, you will find just by al-luha and the uvula, which is, you know, dangling in the mouth. If we open our mouth, we will see a piece of flesh, you know, dangling from the upper part of the mouth. Just by it, you will find this fleshy part in the upper palate. It's the soft palate, and then comes the hard palate. You can feel it. You can feel it with your finger. You can feel it with your tongue. Okay, so it's the hard palate, and then comes the pre-palate, which is the front part of the palate, which is a little bit, you know, it's not soft. I mean, it has it's rigid, okay? It's rigid. You can feel it, and it's towards the very front part, and then you can feel the gum and the teeth. Okay, so this is how the palate actually is divided into, and the qaf is where the furthermost part of the tongue strikes against the soft palate, while the kaf, the furthermost part of the tongue, strikes against part of the soft palate and part against the hard palate. This is important, okay? Because when we talk about the characteristics, we will know why is the qaf shadida? Why is it a hard letter? Why does the sound of the qaf totally stops? When I say a, it totally stops. The sound does not run. Why? Because the furthermost part of the tongue, it striked here, and you know, it just went into each other. No air is allowed, no sound runs, okay? But because the furthermost part of the tongue with the kaf, part of it strikes here and part of it here, there is way for the air to run. We know that the kaf also is a hard letter. We say ek, but there's a little bit of air. Ek, okay? There's a little bit of air of this characteristic with the letter kaf. Okay, now let's move a little bit further, and here it's also a reminder. What happens in the pronunciation organs that causes the letter to be heavy, to have isti'la, to elevate, okay, causing the sound direction to go upwards? Remember, we took this earlier. Now here is the throat, and here is the furthermost. This is the tongue, okay? This in orange or whatever. This is the tongue. So regarding the letters that are elevated, the furthermost tongue elevates upwards, okay? The rising of the furthermost tongue. Remember, we said they are three things that has to happen together so that we can call this letter as mufakham, okay, as elevated. And then the middle tongue takes a concave shape. This is the middle tongue, takes a concave shape. And then the epiglottis, lisan al-mizmar, moves backwards and it narrows the path of the throat. Here, it narrows the part of the throat. So what happens to the sound? It runs upwards, 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 and it makes an echo in the mouth because of that it moves upwards and then it dives downward with the middle part of the tongue, and this elevates the whole sound of the letter. Now, which of these two letters is elevated? The sound of it. It's the qaf. We say qa, aqqa, aqqa. But we don't say ka. The difference is that the kaf, if I elevate it, it's going to be almost a qaf. So the qaf is a heavy letter and the kaf is a light letter. Harf mufakham, the qaf, and harf muraqqaq, mustafil, is the kaf. Now, how do we adjust the pronunciation of the qaf? Okay, because many people really have this difficulty. They are not able to differentiate between the sound of the qaf and the kaf. Now let us pronounce it with a shadda. So how do we do this? We say and stop there, stop the sound. Qa. You will feel where the makhraj is. Here, qi, qu. So keep the makhraj closed for a while and then open the makhraj with the haraka. Okay? So this is how we adjust the pronunciation of the qaf, but of course with the help and the support of a teacher. Okay? And also we do the same thing with the kaf. We say ak, ka, ak, ki, ak, ku. Sorry, it's missing here, but I will add it. But you all know, mashallah, it's a kaf kasra. Okay, so this is how we adjust the pronunciation of the letters in general. So because those two letters are so close together, we need to know where is the qaf pronounced from and where is the kaf pronounced from. Now, let us do this exercise. These are characteristics of the letters. Remember the angles that we looked at earlier in our earlier lessons? Let's do this exercise now, and let's start from this sign here. And the first character is isti'la, elevated. Now let's examine the qaf and the kaf. I know that you all know, okay, but we want to do it practical. So let us start. Let us say qa, ka, again, qa, ka, So which one of them is elevated? It's the qaf. What about the qalqala? Now we will talk later on, after we finish the articulations. We are going to take characteristics. Of course, we are taking them parallel with the articulations, but there are some things that we need to say regarding each character. But here, the qalqala. The qalqala is caused because of the letter being shadid, hard. The sound terminates, the sound stops, okay? So let us examine both. Both of them have hard characters. We say a, we say ak. Both of them are huruf shadida. They are hard letters. The sound totally terminates in the makhraj. But one of them has this qalqala, which is aq. And the qalqala is the cause of opening the makhraj. The makhraj closed because it's a hard letter, and then we need to open it. So the qaf opens with a qalqala, but the kaf opens with hams. So we say al-haqq, and we say lak. Okay, so it's hams at the end of the kaf and qalqala at the end of the qaf. Now, are they opened letters? Are they letters of itbaq? We know that the letters of itbaq are the four looking alike letters, the ta, dha, dad, sad. These are itbaq, and the opposite are infitah, opened letters. And this refers to the tongue. Is the tongue closing against the upper palate? Does the whole of the tongue closes against the upper palate? No, it does not. So these two letters are huruf munfatha, they are opened. And we mentioned that they are hard letters. What about al-jahr? Let's go here first, and then we'll go back to al-jahr. Now, what about istifal? Which one is lowered and which one is elevated? The qaf is elevated. We say qa, but what about the kaf? It's lowered. Okay? And because they are hard letters, do they have rakhawa? Does the sound runs? Of course not. It's either hard or soft. The sound either terminates in the makhraj or runs in the makhraj. So these two letters are hard, they have hard character, and so they don't have soft character. What about the hams? We mentioned actually that the kaf has hams, right? But does the qaf has hams? What is the opposite of hams? Jahr. Okay? So the qaf harf majhool and the kaf is harf mahmus. Okay? And we mentioned here itbaq. Itbaq is just only regarding the four letters that we mentioned. And the last character here is bayniya. The bayniya is in between shidda and rakhawa. And because those two letters have shidda, the sound terminates, so they don't have neither rakhawa nor bayniya. Okay? So this is how we examine the letters against the different characteristics. Thank you so much for your attendance, and inshallah we complete the other parts of the tongue later on in our coming parts. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك يا الله ونتوب إليك. I'll see you again. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.